Welcome to the Rotary Club of Hudson. My name is Evan McCauley, president of the club, and we are thrilled to have you joining us today. This meeting broadcast is available on HCTV as well as our Rotary of Hudson YouTube channel. Our club meets weekly at Laurel Lake for breakfast on Wednesday mornings from 7:15 to 8:30 a.m. Come out and join us for a meeting. We'd love to have you as a guest. To learn more about Rotary, our club, and the impact that we are having on the local community and world, please visit rotaryhudson.org. Enjoy the meeting today and be the inspiration.
Rotary Club of Hudson, Sergeant at Arms. It's good to see everyone here this morning. Our invocation this morning is by Kelly Brennan. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning.
Bless you.
Bless you.
Let's bow our heads. You've blessed me with friends and laughter and fun, with rain that is soft, the light from the sun. You've blessed me with stars to brighten each night. You give me help to know wrong from right. You give me so much. Please, Lord, give me too a heart that is always grateful to you. Amen.
Amen.
Thank you, Kelly. To lead us in the pledge and the four-way test, Tom Page.
All right. Follow me in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Now, of the things we think, say, and do, for the four-way test. First.
Is this the truth?
Second.
Is it fair to all concerned?
Third.
Will it build goodwill and better friendships?
And fourth.
Will it be beneficial to all concerned?
Good job.
Nice job.
Thank you, Tom. To lead us in song this morning, Tom Tobin.
Do you have a song, Tom, you want me to pull up?
And the Indians won last night,
Yeah,
so
yes.
it would be appropriate for us to sing "Take Me Out to the Ball." We have it? James is... We know it. We know it.
Yeah.
I don't. I'm a Russian mole.
You have little face.
All right, here we go.
Take me out to the ball game. Take me out to the crowd. Buy me some peanuts and cracker jacks. I don't care if I never get back. For it's root for the Indians. If they don't win, it's a shame. For it's 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out at the old ball game. Yeah.
Thank you, Tom. To introduce our guests this morning, Amy Becker.
Chris is on vacation, so anyway, we're very glad to welcome Attorney Scott Sandrock, who is past president of the Rotary Club of North Canton.
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 Not North Canton, Canton.
There is a
I
difference.
just remembered the Canton, okay. And Attorney Adrian Gribovich.
Good morning.
Good morning.
And now our president, Evan McCauley.
Good morning, fellow Rotarians.
Good morning.
Welcome to Rotary Wednesday. This, coming in this morning was a little bit sad. I started realizing that this actually might be, or probably is going to be, my last morning meeting that I'll be leading. So that's an interesting thing that we're going to get into right away here after just a couple of quick club announcements. We sang "Take Me Out to the Ball Game" this morning, and it's a very fitting song given the generosity of Tom Page. So Tom Page has given 4 tickets and a parking pass, section 165 for the Indians game today at 1:10. They're playing the Cincinnati Reds. So these tickets are up for grabs. If somebody raised their hand right now, I would walk over and hand them the tickets.
Except for the Reds, yeah.
So check your schedules. If anybody is able to utilize these tickets, let me know. I'll be holding on to these, and you can come see me after the meeting. Also, after the meeting, our Hudson Rotary Foundation is having a meeting in the Greenwood Private Dining Room. So if you're interested in attending the foundation meeting, all are welcome for that. Catherine is in the back. Catherine and Chris are doing a great job setting up our annual dinner, which is next Wednesday, June 26th. That's going to be at the Hilton Garden Inn in Twinsburg at 5:30 p.m. So that's going to be a wonderful event. We're not going to have a meeting in the morning next Wednesday. We're going to have a great dinner and a celebration of our club and an induction of our new officers. So if you're able, please see Catherine or email Chris. We need to get the final RSVP in very quickly for that event. So thank you to everyone for RSVPing who have. Other than that, let's see, I've got the pleasure of calling Ron Strobel back up here, and we've passed around a slate of officers. So that's in front of you. If you haven't had a chance to see it, there should be one on your table, and I'm going to pass the mic over to Ron.
The nominating committee has come up with a slate of officers for the 2019-2020 year. The committee is recommending these people. For president, Tom Tobin. President-elect, Marilyn Orr. Secretary, Chris Barker. Treasurer, Ben Rexroad. Assistant Treasurer, Rich Warfield. Past President, Evan McCauley. And Sergeant-at-Arms, Ron Strobel. If we could have a second to the nomination of those, okay, we have a second in the back. All in favor? Aye. Aye.
I oppose.
Okay. And for the board of directors, we have 3 people who are leaving the board.
You got a rally?
Their term is up. Is up in 2019. So for the 3 that for the 3-year term ending in 2022, Marilyn Orr, John Adams, and Ed Sogan returning for another term. So if we could have a second to the nomination of those. Thank you, David. All in favor? Aye. Okay. Thank you all very much, and thank all those.
All right, I know that we just clapped our hands, right? But the individuals that he's just outlined there are going to be amazing leaders for our club. The commitment that they've made to this organization to providing you a great experience warrants a much more welcome Rotary clap. So stand up and let's join our hands together and welcome these new leaders into our club. Yeah. That's how we do it at Rotary, Adrian. All right, one other item that we had, we were going to do a Paul Harris Fellow presentation. We're running a little short on time, Joe, so I'm going to delay that a little bit because we've got Coach Sogan queued up and ready to go for our Fine Day. So get out your wallets and your purses, and let's raise some money here.
We're gonna have one every year.
Yeah. Okay, also, while we're doing Fine Day, Jim Ahern is going to pass around a greeter sign-up sheet, and he's going to maybe say a few words here.
I want to thank everybody for greetering. We had a great For those that did it, I want to thank also the person that wants to do it so badly, they stole the badge. And so let me know who you are if you're going to have your badge. And when you sign up for the next year, Make sure if you're new to the club, make sure and sign up. If anybody comes in new, I may ask you after you signed up to give your spot up for someone new so they can get to know people. So I'll pass this around. And no pulling a Warfield. Signing up for March or April when you know, oh no, I can't make it.
Thank you, Jim.
Sorry, Rich.
All right, Coach, let's get it going.
Full of Warfield.
Very quickly, once again, the rules for fine day is that the fines are generally $1, maximum of $5. If you'd like to donate more, that would be greatly appreciated. Our cause this week is the Independence Day celebration here in Hudson. We have several groups that spend a large portion of the year preparing for this festive occasion. I believe it's going to be on the 5th of July at Barlow Farm, and it's a great community event, so please open your wallets and also plan on attending.
You're talking about the fireworks, right?
Fireworks, Independence Day celebration. Okay. No pins and no badges. We have Allison and James are going to go ahead and collect money there, so if you don't have a pin or a badge, please pay $1. The other thing I wanted to mention is at the end, we always have happy news, and for a little donation, you can spread the good news about what is happening to you personally or in your family. So that comes right at the end before I am completed. In the news, I guess before in the news, Ron was not here at the last fine day, and we recognized the committee that had worked on the gala, and as most of you know, it was again a very highly successful event with Ron at the helm. With his team, we were able to reach a substantial sum in regards to the money that we will now have at our pleasure to pass out to the community and different projects. Ron has had the leadership for 9 years, and we'll be hanging it up this year. And he is being fined because it's generally a 10-year commitment, Ron. Let's have a nice round of applause for everything Ron has done. Okay, in the news, and she wasn't around because she was scuba diving or snorkeling or on a taking a trip around the world. But Catherine was on the front page of the Hub with not one, not two, but 3 pictures. And one was out of the back of a bus that was at the what was it, Columbus meeting or something like that. So again, this is in regards to her retirement from the school district. She's done a tremendous job over the years, but that's way too much publicity for a school treasurer. Pay $1 back there. Okay, let's see.
Yes.
David Basil, let's see, Hudson Life article. Mayor's Corner, right here, no rotary pin. Please pay $1 back there. The article, once again, is in there quite often. We have another beautiful picture of our Rotary Award Scholarship students. Where's Jay? Jay got this in. Look at the size of the article. Great picture of the kids. No mention of the fine master. Pay $1. I don't know what you guys are doing here. The last 2 hubs, that includes the one today, there is not a picture of Dan Williams and Alex Kellerman. And Dan is really peeved about that, so Dan, pay $1 over there for not getting your payoff into the hub so you can get your picture in there. Let's see. Another picture of David Basil, ribbon cutting at the shop. Is that salon or saloon? There was not, again, he doesn't have his pin on. He wears the nice pin for Hudson, but not our Rotary pin, so pay $1 once again. Lynn's up. I'm currently rehabbing. As you see, I'm without crutches finally, and I'm rehabbing with Lynn, and she has a full-size, life-size picture of Urban Meyer right next to her desk. So I think, once again, her junior high sweetie, Urban, is overly publicized at her place of business.
Colleen, we have great speakers, and I know you're going to be one of them, but we also have great conversations around the room. I think it's one of the nicest things. People get together and they kind of trade different things, but the question was Richard, right over here today at his table, and we have we have lawyers here, we have a lawyer there, lawyer over here. Any other lawyers? Phil? Okay. The question from Richard, if a parsley farmer is sued, can they garnish his wages? Questions that you guys can discuss that later. Oh, bad girls table, and again, unfortunately, Allison, you're included in this. Colleen will leave you out, but they're very nasty. We have two little stories here. One of the members of the bad girls table said today, marriage is a relationship where one person is always right and the other is a husband. The other one is, again, one of the other members said, I feel like my body was getting totally out of shape, so I went to the doctor and got his permission to join a fitness club. I decided to take an aerobics class. I bent, I twisted, I gyrated, I jumped up and down, and perspired for an hour. By the time I got my tights on, the class was over. Bad boys table over here. We also have two there. One of the members was talking today. He said, I was having some troubles with headaches. I finally found out what was happening with my brain. On the left side, there was nothing right. On the right side, there was nothing left. Also today, at that table, it was heard that one of the members was having a series of ailments. I'm sure I've gotten so old. I've had 2 bypass surgeries, a hip replacement, new knees, and diabetes. I'm having vision problems, and I can't hear anything quieter than a jet engine. I take 40 medications that make me dizzy, winded, and subject to blackouts. In addition, I have poor circulation. I can hardly feel my hands and feet anymore. I can't remember if I'm 55 or 75. But thank goodness I still have my driver's license. Pat, you're a member of that table, so you guys got to pay over there. All right.
I'm at that table.
Barry and I sat with Reverend Joe Boisel at the gala. And again, he always asks these philosophical and questions again that you have to really think about. But the one that he asked at the gala was, can an atheist get insurance against acts of God? Probably some of you know that. If you have anybody in insurance, we can give him some advice on that. Rich Warfield, Mr. Golf back here. Once again was at his country club. He calls it his country club. Well, aren't you at Lake Forest?
Maybe.
Yeah. I don't know if the guy ever works. He uses an excuse, but he's out there every day. He said after a bad shot, I'm going to drown myself in the lake. And his caddy said, I don't think you can keep your head down that long.
That's a good one.
Barry and I went for a Sunday drive out in Amish country, and we got behind a buggy, and the Amish gentleman had handwritten a sign on the back that kind of said it all. He said, this is an energy-efficient vehicle. It runs on oats and grass. Caution, do not step in the exhaust. Okay, we have quiz time again, and Mimi, who thinks, again, this is a quiz show that she's got to shout every answer out. You're against these guys. Don't give them the answer. So we're dividing it down here. We've got one side over on this side against our opponents. This is one that is about animals and insects, and Jimmy here said the last one, it was too easy, so I had to find. I spent a lot of money on the research of it. This is totally true. Everything is very factual on this. So we have a question on this side. A cat has how many muscles in each ear? You have 5 seconds. Bam. 32. Okay, pay $1 over here, nobody got it.
32 muscles in their ears.
32 muscles in each ear. Again, this is factual. I paid for the research myself.
Who's counting?
On this side, what is the lifespan of a dragonfly?
Put a day.
You guys can jump in on it.
48 hours.
How many?
48.
Excellent guess, wrong. 24 hours. Okay,
Oh,
nice try.
Really?
At least we had a guess on this side. You should give me credit for that. Okay, all right, this one I know you guys
You
are
really
gonna
gotta live
get
in the
on this
moment.
side.
You only get 24 hours.
How long is the memory of a goldfish? Again, research has been paid for. This is completely factual.
Yeah. 30 seconds.
Excellent guess. 3 seconds. You're wrong. Pay $1.
What was that question?
I know.
Memory of a goldfish.
Dogs have 10
I
vocal
just got it.
sounds. How many do cats have?
3.
Lynn, you're supposed to be clinging to my every word.
Last question. Say 3.
Dogs have 10 vocal sounds. How many do cats have?
1. Meow.
Over 100.
Oh,
Pay
wow.
$1 on this side. Now, again, if you don't get these right, at least you walk away with so much knowledge. Now you can pass that around for the rest of the day. Ron Barnhouse, where's Ron at?
Sir,
Yes.
I have a correction to,
Again, this is according to my research. And this is final. Sit down, pay about.
6 months is the life of a dragonfly.
Okay, well, according to my
So you
research.
owe a fine. You owe a fine.
All right, I'll
Not
pay
the
about.
one that Ed killed.
Okay. Questioning the fine master is prohibited. Where's Ron Barnhouse? He was sitting back, right back here. Ron's quote of the day. I used to be indecisive, but now I'm not sure. Pay $1 over there. One of our members. Uh-oh.
No, it does that when you,
Okay, when I shout,
when it's you.
I think I'm addressing the team. One of our members who is a lawyer that may soon be retiring, we're not going to mention who he is, but he holds a political office, was talking about his former law professor, the first one that he had. One of the questions in his first class has stuck with him all these years. And I'm sorry, guys, we got lawyers here today as guests. What is the difference between a good lawyer and a bad lawyer? This is not to be answered because Ron will look it up and I'll be in trouble. A bad lawyer can let a case go on for years. A good one will make it last even longer. Didn't know you guys were. All right. How many of you knew that Mike Swain was in a band?
No.
He's a lead singer, lead guitarist, and he plays the kazoo. Well, he's talking to Bob Cramp and asked him, "Did you hear our last concert?" Bob replied, "I hope so." His last concert. Okay, Bob and Mike, you pay $1. I hate to have to explain these things.
That's too subtle, man. Too subtle.
Okay, Rotary birthdays. Evan McCauley on the 10th.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Bob Cramp on the 13th.
Happy birthday.
And Phil Tobin, who is not here, is on the 24th. He is going to, well, he was born in 1933, so you can figure out his age. But he's 56 years older than you. Evan, where you at? There you are. Just think of that. All right, so since he's not here, he's going to watch this on HCTV.
With my mom.
Just like with Tom Tobin, you don't have to be good, just be loud. Okay, happy birthday. Ready?
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday. Happy birthday to you.
Nice round of applause for our birthdays. All right, we have a couple of wives' birthdays also in this month. Abby Samuel, Clinton's wife, is on the 3rd, and Sue Strobel on the 6th. Celebrated that. Greg Box, are you here?
I'll give them money back.
So don't forget.
No, he's not here, okay. I was going to say to Greg is that for every year that you are a member, reverberating again, you pay $1. So Max Wendell is 17 years, and Kelly Brennan who snuck out again, 20 years. So we'll catch you the next time. But let's have a nice round of applause for the trainer. Happy news. Again, you can stand up.
Quick question, Ed. Is there actually coffee in that cup? Because I haven't seen you take a drink the entire time.
What is that?
Who is that handsome guy on TV?
It's a little freaky watching both of
Gio.
them.
So, just an update on my mother, our #1 probably viewer of our Rotary Club meetings, a big fan of Ed Sogan.
Hang on.
She's had her knee replaced 3 weeks ago tomorrow. She's mending very nicely, and my dad wore himself out trying to, to take care of her, but he'll be back again soon. So.
Okay, yeah. Let's have a nice round.
Tom, look at the camera and say hi, Mom.
Hi, Mom.
Anyone else? Mimi?
I just want to know
Oh, here you go,
how many
Mimi.
fines you pay for being up there that long.
That's many minutes of Ed Sullivan's picture.
Well, everyone will get a CD disc of this particular interview as a gift for me coming up here, but yeah, that's pretty sad. I have one, this weekend will be our 50th reunion, college reunion at the University of Heidelberg, Fountain of All Knowledge. And as I was talking to Dan before the meeting, when he was, what was his senior year at Westminster, they had the 50th reunion for the class of 1914, so it kind of puts things in perspective. 50-year reunion, but that's my happy news. Anyone else? Bob?
My wife and I just celebrated our 50th wedding anniversary.
Tell us here.
Oh, man.
50 years. Wow.
Like I keep saying, they said it wouldn't last for parents. Anyway, one last thing. I've got a quote from Mark Twain. The two most important days in your life are the day you were born and the day you found out why. Have a great one.
Oh, that's a great way to start the day with a laugh. Thank you, Coach. And we're going to move right into our guest speaker program. And to introduce our guest, we're going to call John Adams forward. John?
Good morning, Rotarians. Good morning, John. It's my pleasure to introduce my college friend, Colleen McCarter. She is founder of Sustain Well as a BS in Nutrition and Dietetics from the University of Akron, former Weight Watch leader, passionate healthcare advocate, and nutrition coach. So Colleen has been in the healthcare industry now for 28 years. Her experience working in hospitals, nursing homes, as well as coaching and motivating individuals. Sustain Well was founded to approach dieting in a different way. Sustain Well's approach is lifestyle and behavioral. We get to the why one wants to become healthy. Many times diets fail. Partnering with Sustain Well founder Colleen McCarter will guide a coach to improve health and self-esteem. So Colleen, a little bit more about her. Her experience struggles with weight loss from a young age and is empathetic to those with similar struggles of body image. Sustain Well's program works to keep individualized plans and modifications simple and tailored to your lifestyle. Rather than simply providing a meal plan to adhere to, Colleen is passionate to create positive health changes by establishing an origin or reason to a client's weight loss struggles. She'll break down often heard excuses into positive results. Sustain Well will inspire self-confidence, exude determination, and increase self-esteem. Failure is not an option, only success. We all win. Sustain Well's mission is to work with you to achieve your dynamic health objectives and lock arms with you for the duration to satisfy your lifetime health goals. It's my pleasure to introduce to you my friend Colleen.
Well, thanks everybody. That was a great introduction by John. We won't tell you when we went to college together, but you probably can provide that conclusion. Well, this is going to be a little different topic for you all. It's not going to be your typical presentation on portion control, nutrition, dynamics, because basically when we look at health factors, we all know this. We all can look it up. We can all talk to our neighbor, our colleagues, our coworker, because we all struggle or want to know why our cholesterol is up, why our blood pressure is up. So I'm taking a different spin on this topic, and I want to talk to you about what is the true health factor of your health. Coming off a book I just read called The Latte Factor. Okay, so if you think about it, we all have a choice in our health, and it's up to you to make that choice and to live a vibrant and healthy life. And even if you're at the doctor and he gives you that not so successful or not the news that you want to hear, you can take it and go home and wallow in the, oh well, woe is me, I have X amount to live. Or you can go with a positive attitude and live for however long you have, because the doctor does not know the timeline that God gave you. So if you're positive and you take the right steps, your health factor can change. So that's kind of our objective today as we go along our journey. So let me ask you this. On a scale of 1 to 10, where is your health? Is it a 3? Is it an 8? Or is it a 10? Most people tell me they want to strive for a 10, and of course, Colleen, I want to be a 10. But I lack the 10 mentality, or I struggle with the 10. And the thing that's important to know is health is personal, just like finance. I'm not going to tell any wealth advisor where I'm at because I'm a little embarrassed that maybe I'm in the toilet with my credit score. Or maybe I look good on paper, but I'm not really there where I want to be. Or maybe all my wealth is in my boat, and I'm in debt up to my eyeballs. So that's similar to your health. How many people want to tell me and come to me and get a coach and get personal and say, you know what? I skip breakfast. I drink a little too much wine. I don't like to exercise. I really go to the gym just to socialize.
It's getting very personal here, Colleen.
Yeah, right. So that's where, I want to look at. Take a number 10. It's your personal opinion. And that's where I like to work with, but get a little more personal on their health. But it's your objective. It's your business. How do you live that dream life? What do you want your life to look like? Do you want to be on the beach? Are you overworking and undernourishing your body? Are you taking time out to laugh like we just did? Are you taking time to sit, and what does that life look like as we age or as we get a little bit older? Or for some of us, are we always worrying about my weight, my blood pressure? Or are there some of those that really don't care? It is what it is. My father always used to say, well, I'm not long for the world, I'm going to die sometime, so let me just have, my smokes and, my beer, and let me eat what I want, He did die at 58, unfortunately, but, that's the way he wanted to live. Let's go back to it's his personal choice. So how do you want to live your life? Well, let's take a quick health assessment here. How much, when we look at our health, we need to be consuming at least half our body weight in water. Well, people will say, man, that's a lot of water. I'm going to the bathroom a lot. I don't like getting up at 3 in the morning anyway. So let's look at realistic consumption of water. Can you get at least 48 to 64 ounces of water? So let's break that down into realistic lifestyle goals. When you get up, have a little glass of water on your nightstand, little 8-ounce glass of water. Start with water, then do your coffee and your orange juice or whatever you do. On your way to the golf course or to work, have another 16-ounce glass of water. Okay? You're at the office, you're at where you need to go, you find the bathroom. You eliminate. Perfect. Have another 8 ounces at lunch. Okay, you don't like drinking water at lunch, you'd rather have your Diet Pop. I get it, then have it after lunch. So you've had a good consumption of water before even you've attempted your dinner meal. Have a glass of water at dinner, and then you're not up all night going to the bathroom. We just solved your health factor for water. Now the goal is for you all to have a plan of action and do that. Movement. Everybody says, I hate exercise. We're talking, this is just moving more. Parking a little further, going to the Home Depot and walking around a little bit more. Taking the stairs when you can. Standing up a little bit more. Instead of watching TV, stand up in between commercials, maybe do some knee bends. Lift your legs, lift your arms. Not that difficult. How many of us know how long a commercial is?
It's too long.
Too long, yeah, it's about 20 minutes. You could be really doing some knee lifts, jumping jacks, side bends, squats, sit-ups, push-ups. Now you got your workout done. You're done. You're good. So, I don't talk about exercise because some people over-exercise. Many of us probably have friends. I have several friends that run, 10 miles a day. They're on marathons. They're doing all this stuff. Don't you love the gentleman that says, hey, I'm going to do the Cleveland Marathon, starts training in January, marathon's done, how'd you do? I did okay. Don't see him out running after that. Those are the people that I worry about. Let's get you on the bike, let's get you consistent, let's get you moving more. That's all. Just a nice brisk walk. Take the cart when you can when you're on the golf course. Practice your swings, that's all movement. Get your heart rate up at least 20 minutes a day. Pretty simple and easy. Sleeping habits, how much are you sleeping? You should be sleeping at least 6 to 7 hours a day. It can be challenging for some of us, but we might need to look at sleep and what are we doing to prevent our sleep. Are we drinking coffee too late at night? Are we stressed? Are we worried? Could we keep a gratitude journal, or could we dump out some of that emotion on paper through journaling or a trusted friend so we can sleep? A lot of times we have pent up worry and anxiety and we need to flush that out. That's another personal issue, can be challenging. You might not feel you can tell somebody all your woes. That's why I say just write it in a journal and burn it or whatever, then no one knows but you, and you get it out and then you can try to get some sleep. The consumption of alcohol. When I put this on, my son's like, well, Mom, what's wrong with that? I said, well, there's nothing really wrong with it, but we need to assess how much is excessive. A couple glasses of wine a week is good, but there are some women friends that I know that are drinking a bottle a night. There's a large population of women today that are 45 to 55 in the work world that are closet alcoholics, that are using their stress release and drinking a bottle a night because they don't know how to release their emotions. So that's where you need to be, a lot of, when you think about the health factor, a lot of us in today's society, and I'm just going to throw that out there, we're not aware of who is around us. Years ago, we used to know our neighbors. People knew the coworkers. Nowadays, oh, God forbid you get into somebody's business. That's personal. But we need to be aware of maybe someone is silently reaching out to us that might have a problem, because the alcohol consumption can cause high blood pressure, can cause some diabetes issues, can cause some other health problems. So we do need to, be aware of, just take a check in your own mind, what am I using alcohol for? Is it just social or is it more frequent? So something to be aware of. How many fruits and vegetables are we eating? Yesterday I was at a wellness fair for the county that they got screened, and one woman said, oh, should I be eating 2 or 3? I'm like, no, you need to be eating 5 to 13 half-cup servings of raw fruits and vegetables every single day. Okay, lights are going, oh, how am I going to do that, Colleen? I'm going to be a cow, and I'm going to be walking, and I'm going to be pooping all day long. Well, yeah, that's what's going to happen. A lot of variety of fruits and vegetables are good because you got your fiber, you got your natural. You need to be going to the bathroom. I know this is graphic. Every single day, nice and clean. You don't need to have to wipe, okay? But that's just something to get the pipes moving. If you're bound up, that causes a lot of stress in the GI tract. Bounds up, and then we have blood pressure issues, heart issues, other issues. So strive for 5. Let me give you a checklist. 1 at breakfast, 2 at lunch, 2 at dinner, you got your 5 in. If you do another one later on the day, that's 6, midday is 7. Okay, so let's figure this out. Breakfast today, there's a fruit cup, there's your 1. If you have eggs, you can have spinach, you can have tomatoes, you can have cucumbers, you can have onions in it, you can have broccoli in it. If it's a struggle to get your vegetables in the morning, I suggest everybody scramble up some eggs, spray some muffin cups, throw some broccoli or tomatoes in there, make those muffin cups for the week, put them in the oven, put them in a freezer bag or the refrigerator, take them out as you go. You got a good breakfast sandwich. You know what else you got? You got the health factor, the latte factor. You're not going to breakfast, you're saving money. You're putting that into a portfolio.
Yep.
Simple, easy, and your health is getting better, okay? Have a salad at dinner, you know, every night, and have another steamed vegetable or raw vegetable. People can say, well, my family doesn't like to eat vegetables. It's not about the family. Remember, it's about you. What do you want your health factor to do? It's all personal. It's about you. Do not live your life or your health based on someone else's journey and someone else's dream. Okay, let's talk about sugar consumption. Well, why do I have that on there? There's a lot of hidden sugar. I'm not talking about the sugar you're putting in your coffee, ladies and gentlemen. I'm talking about sugar in bread, sugar in spaghetti sauce, sugar in pasta, sugar in processed foods. I want you to all go and look, see how many grams of sugar is in that granola bar that you like. Nature Valley granola bars have 12 grams of sugar. Divide that by 4, and that's 3 teaspoons of sugar in your granola bar. Compound that, let's go about compounded interest. You know, your portfolio, latte factor, health factor, is that compounded over a period of time, those 1/4 cup sugar consumption can be a cup a day. Times 7, that's a lot of sugar. So you're wondering, ladies and gentlemen, why all of a sudden my 34s are 36s this year, now they're going to 38s, now they're 42s. Just saying. Same with ladies. We're a size 4, now we're size 6, now we're size 8, now we're size 10. I didn't lose weight. My blood pressure's up. Let's look at the assessment. What if we just be more aware of the sugar in the foods that we're eating? Classic example, bread. Go look at the label of your bread. Even you're saying, well, I'm eating whole grain, really good bread. It don't matter. They're throwing sugar in it. Now, yeah, you got the fiber, but if you can eat more of the earth, which is, I'm talking natural sugar from your tomatoes, your apples, your oranges. You got the fiber. Many people don't realize that the orange juice that you drink, I'm getting a good source of calcium, but you're getting the sugar. So many people, runners, you know, I hate to kick on the runners, but they'll grab I'm drinking cranberry juice, I'm drinking those, I'm smoothing, I'm juicing. Well, they forget all the sugar that's in that. How many of these folks go to Starbucks and they get a double espresso latte caramel macchiato skinny, and it's, skinny, yeah, it's 500 calories of the sugar. And then they just worked out. Oh, I did the treadmill for an hour and a half. I'm running. Dude, stay at home. Don't get on the treadmill. If you're doing the venti lattes with the caramel macchi, and all that kind of stuff, you just got your sugar in your beverage. Why go to the gym? That's what I'm saying. Just move more, watch what you're eating. So be aware of the sugar. Another thing about the sugar, for those of us that have arthritic issues, joint pain, sugar can compound that. And if you're having a pastry and maybe something else, and then you can't get off the chair, it might be because of the sugar consumption. So be aware of how much sugar. If you're having orange juice and maybe a roll, and you're like, ooh, my joints are a little achy. That is one of the reasons too. Also be aware of the nightshade veggies, tomatoes, eggplant, potatoes. When they're put together, they could do some real arthritic damage, but individually, you might be okay. Like just eating tomatoes, no effect. Eating eggplant, maybe no effect. But when you have them together, it may be effect. So it's really important to be aware of what you're eating, how you're feeling, because when you go to your doctor, the doctor doesn't have the time to analyze and say, so Bob, what are you eating? He just wants to check. He checks your lab work. Oh, it's looking a little skewy. Okay, I think I'm going to up your Lipitor. Okay, you're good to go. See you later. And you're still having more and more chronic pain, chronic issues. That's where you need to talk to, more of a professional that has more of a nutrition component, just like you would talk to a financial planner when you want to invest. You need to talk to someone who has the knowledge and the forte to say, let's tweak some of what we're eating, some of the sugar, to get the pain released and get the medication down. Processed foods. Processed foods have a lot of sugar. They're highly processed, so they don't really get into the gut. Today's food industry is not doing us a good service. They are pulling things and wanting to make money, so the wheat isn't as pure as it was before. They're picking things early. So how much, ask yourself, how much cookies, cakes, candies am I eating? How much Triscuit crackers, things like that? We are in such a fast-paced society. We grab a lot of things that are processed. I could probably do a survey now, and most people, even in the women's sector, we don't make minestrone soup from scratch. We don't make, a lot of things, soups. We don't make a roast. We don't make the, different things. So we need to go back to that, go back to the natural type of things. Are you getting your blood pressure checked? Are you looking at your, checking your sugar? Blood pressure could be various reasons. It could be high stress. It could be you're not feeling well. So make sure you're getting, you're checking your blood pressure periodically. You know your numbers there. So that's real important that way. Also, what kind of, vitamins and supplements are you taking? Because we go back to the, are you eating enough fruits and vegetables? That's where you're getting your vitamin and nutrient components. And some people's eyes went batty, about 5 to 13 servings or 7, and they're like, how am I going to get that? Well, then people go to isolated vitamins. Make sure you know that there's research behind them, and I work with people to figure out. Now I ask people, why are you supplementing? Where'd you hear that? Oh, well, Mary Sue from church, I was talking to her, and, she told me that I take she takes CoQ10, and, I get UTIs, and she takes a cranberry pill, and she's got turmeric. Then you go to GNC and you walk back later, and you got $150 worth of garbage that you don't know why you're taking it because of Mary Sue at church. Well, remember, we are all created individually, and our health is personal. So why are we listening to people that don't know the information? It's kind of like insider trading. Do they really know the information? Let's talk. And I ask people, so why are you getting the cranberry juice? Well, I have a UTI. Well, let's look and let's dig deeper. So we want to look at the root cause of why anybody's doing anything. And let's go back to, you are each created individually, so no diet is actually the same for everybody. And diet is just a pattern of eating. And it's not the diet that's going to help, it's the health factor. What are the behaviors? What do you do every single day? Do you come home from work and decide, you need a snack? And what is that snack? Is it a peanut butter double sandwich? Is it a Dagwood sandwich? Is it 2? What is it? And could I help you have a better quality of lunch so you're not having that sandwich, so you could cut back on those kind of things? So these are all, hopefully you kind of got a little tickler going like, oh, I'm going to work on one of these, issues. It's all about lifestyle changes. It's all about recognizing where I need to go and going on the right path. There might be some roadblocks or challenges along the way. Some of those challenges may be a change in job. Life factor, we're in the sandwich generation where, we have our 20-somethings or 30-something kids living with us. We still have our moms living, and we are pulled in all different directions. So we need to really look at, how can I eat balance and variety? How can I get in that water, that exercise, that balance of fruits and vegetables, 3 square meals a day? How can I be everything to everybody? And remember, you're only one person. Take time for you. So look at those roadblocks today, break them down, and begin to make one change. We all want to do everything all at once. Everyone wants to get on a quick fix plan. Oh, Colleen, can you help me lose 30 pounds? And I want it today. I can help you, but not in that time frame. It's compounded. We have to look at getting you on the bike and doing consistency. And then when the roadblock comes, how are we going to manage it? Do we have something in our bank, in our memory bank, just like in our stock portfolio? Do we have some money we can draw from? Do we have some energy or some information that we can draw from when we are overeating or over-exercising, or we get that news that I have breast cancer and I have a tumor, so what do I need to do? Am I gonna do alternative therapy? Am I going to go with the chemotherapy route? What am I gonna do? Of course, it's my choice, but get information that is out there that you can do a lot of acupuncture, you can do massage, you can do many things, but you need to know, and we need to work on what those roadblocks are gonna be. The health factor is you, everybody. You need to put where you wanna go in your GPS and it'll tell you where you need to go. So if you want to change your health, get your cholesterol down, get your sugar down, you know, drop a little bit of pounds, put that in your memory bank, put that in your GPS, know where you're going, set a plan, be determined to follow the plan, and stick with it for the long haul. I believe that the greatest gift you can give your family and the world is a healthier you. Today, I hope I gave you information for you to walk out of here, become a healthier you, because I don't know what kind of health factor you're gonna have moving forward. And if you do have something that you get, at least you know you heard it talk and you made one simple change today. Thank you very much for your information. Any questions?
Colleen, as a rule, I heard that you want to.
Okay, we'd ask that you use the mic so that it gets picked up. As a rule for consumption, the idea that I read was that if it grows from the ground, if it swims in the sea, if it walks across your path, that's kind of your guide for consumption. So did it grow, did it swim in the sea, or could it walk across my path?
Right. Yeah, so that's, I mean, that's a good rule of thumb, you know, is it growing from the earth, swim in the sea, walk across your path? That's, you know, it's kind of the, you know, if God provided it, that's kind of the rule of thumb for a good factor. So thanks for sharing that, that's great.
Colleen, I don't recall you saying anything about salt. Could you give us your guidance on salt consumption?
So give me a little bit more detail about that question exactly. Do you have a sodium issue, or are you just looking for heart health, or?
I think probably related to blood pressure. I don't have that problem.
Okay. That's a good question. You know, we have to look at sodium, but a lot of times, you know, we need to have the balance of sodium, potassium, chlorine, and what happens is we're not getting that balance. So one goes up and the other goes down. So we need to look at what are we doing in general. Are we putting salt? It goes back to processed foods. If we have blood pressure, you know, how much soups are we consuming? Because there's a lot of sodium in that, going back to eating natural. So really, salt, you do need to be aware of salt, but it's kind of a mineral that's out there that we need to be aware of if we have blood pressure issues, but not be over-consumed with salt.
I noticed that you didn't mention high-quality protein, and I think American diets have a huge challenge with high-quality protein.
Oh, of course. You have to look at balance on the protein source. I think a lot of Americans are eating too much protein, you know, too. We're getting, people are saying, oh, I need protein from mussels. We get protein from kale, broccoli, spinach. So you need to look at, we're just eating so much meat, so much portions of everything. You're right, the quality of where we're getting it from, is it grass-fed? Do we know that the cow or the person is actually, what are they pumped with? What are the hormones? I told, a friend of mine once, people don't realize that the cows are being pumped in with antibiotics to help them. Then the milk has antibiotics, and you wonder why the kids can't get well because they're on medication. So you need to really look at where you're getting your meat sources, where you're getting your chicken sources. I mean, really, today's chicken breasts are huge. I mean, is that really a chicken? So what are we pumping them up with? So Amish chickens, going to a good reputable butcher, looking at that. And really a rule of thumb for protein is about the size of your fist. Less protein, having it, but more plants, less carbohydrates, and really lean it. I hope that helped answer your question.
I was wondering about the non-meat protein.
Oh, non-meat? Yeah, like the tofu and tempeh and seitan, those kind of proteins, beans and lentils. Yeah, making sure it's important to balance out those non-protein sources. Quinoa is a good source, quinoa and your lentils, but making sure that balance of the non-protein if you're going vegan or vegetarian. A lot of people go vegetarian because they don't want to eat meat, but they're eating a lot of fat in cheeses and breads, and you're wondering why, you know, you're still gaining weight. So that has to be that balance of different sources of protein. Yeah, that's why you need to work with someone to kind of balance that out. Yes?
2 questions.
Sure.
There's like diets du jour.
Right.
There's hundreds of them. Is there one that you'd say, all right, you know, if you're going to go on a diet, this seems to work pretty well? My second question is GMO versus non-GMO.
Okay. The question on the diet one is you all know what to do. You just need to follow the guidelines of what you need to know to do. Because what happened was, it's like Evan and John and I, you know, sat down and said, oh, we want to help people lose weight, and I did this and I did that. We're going to put these plans together, and we're going to create a community, and they're going to do this plan, and we're going to help them lose weight. So you got a population doing that, and then all of a sudden, like, oh, I want to get on the bandwagon. I know I can make some money on a paleo plan because I did it, and I lost all my weight, and I think they should do my way. So the best plan is the one we talked about, is assessing where you are, what you need to do, balance eating, more plants, more water, and then being consistent with it. Because what happens is, I don't care what plan you go on, we get on it, and you say, oh, I can lose 25 pounds in 6 months. Realistic. 6 months is over. I'm done! Yay! I lost my 50 pounds. I'm good to go. What do? Start drinking more, the pastry comes in, you start changing, you know, and then all of a sudden you're wondering why that diet didn't work.
Yeah.
So I can't really, you have to find you have to find one that's going to work, one that you're going to stick with, and stay on that plan. I mean, you can talk to any financial planner, they need to stick with the portfolio you have, don't jump ship. You know? Right. Consistency. Be consistent all the time and find something that works for you. Non-GMO versus GMO. So many things are genetically modified these days. You have to be careful of where you're getting those. Non-GMO is the way to go because we don't know. We're just finding out 30 years later when things are being changed and remanufactured, diseases that we didn't see 30 years ago. I'm just thinking about, you know, how long has Stouffer's been in existence? Those, probably about 30 years, and all of a sudden more MS, more autoimmune diseases. I'm always wondering, chemically altered, changing things, why do we have so many diseases? And then people living longer that were born in, you know, the 20s and 30s living to 100, and they lived off the land and didn't have somebody manufacturing their food and putting stuff in it. So if you can stay away from the GMOs, you have longevity.
So if you, or just one quick question. So tell us, if you didn't already, if I missed it, forgive me, but how do you work with, how does your business work? How do you work with people?
How I work with people
is... What does the model look like?
Yeah, it's something like what that gentleman said. You know, he would come to me and say, hey, there's all these diets, I don't know what to do, help me kind of discern, you know, kind of a plan. So I work with individuals or groups to let's sit down and look at the behavior, look at what you're doing, look at, you know, okay, every Wednesday morning I go to the Rotary, there's a breakfast, and I'm kind of, you know, Bob has bacon and all that kind of stuff. I love my bacon and I love all that stuff, and they got eggs and and someone said the eggs are bad, and then I just think, you know what, enjoy the Rotary breakfast. Moderation, what are you doing for lunch? Oh, well, for lunch I meet John and he takes me to some swanky restaurant and I order a big burger and fries and, you know, like, okay, well, where do we want to compromise here? You know, and then what's for dinner? Oh, I go with the boss and we get a cocktail, and then I usually just have some peanuts because I'm full, and then I go home at 10 o'clock, I'm starving, you know. So we look at lifestyle, so we break it down, and, you know, I don't put you on a diet. We look at how can we change that life and bend, and
work with people, I like to work with people for at least a longer period of time, 6 months to a year to really build in, because it's mindset, authenticity, skill set, and then a lifestyle, and then we get you on the bike and we work that way. So I hope that answered.
Yeah, it does.
Thank you very much.